here and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to make my mooncake pendants. They're really easy to do and lots of fun to make, and you just want to make lots of them. You can make them as sparkly as you want, or just like these ones, they can just be plain and simple. So let's get started. Right, so for anyone who doesn't know what a mooncake is, it's basically like a bun type thing that comes from, I think it's from China or somewhere like that. But you get these presses as sets to make different fancy shapes on the top. Now for Christmas I was lucky enough I got a few sets of these, and there's loads and loads and loads of different patterns that you can do. I've got loads here. I'll just be showing you a few of them, and at the end I'll show you all the ones that I've made so far. It's a bit of a trial and error thing to see how much clay you actually need for each different one, because some are slightly deeper and more intricate than the other ones, you know. So I'll just show you my process and how I've gone through it. I've made a few with these, and I've used pearl clay so far on those, but today I'm going to try it with translucent to see whether if it looks any more like glass. You'll have already seen at the beginning of the video when I show you. So let's have a pick of what I want to do. I've used that one but not cleaned it yet. I will not use that one. What have we got? Nice rose one. Want something that I can show you how I can do the colouring part of it. Right. Oh, that one's got, I think that's the one that I've already done. That's got 3 little flowers on it. Oh, there's this one, got this one with a nice filigree sort of shape on it, similar to that one. So I think we'll go try that one, and maybe that one. Show you them all, it's absolutely ages, and I don't think you want to watch me do them all over and over again. So I'll just do a few to start with, so for the noise. Right, so they come with these plungers, and I think in each set there was 6 different designs in each set, but there were 2 different shaped ones at the end. I figured it out when they got here. Some have got more of a bump around the edge, it's just got more slots than the other one, so it's just figuring out which one you're going to use. So I think that one's for there. I think that one's for there as well. And that one. I think that one will be. Oh no, that's that one. They don't want to come out now. There we go, and it's gone flying. Right, so we'll go with them and there. So I'll show you how to put one in first. It does take a bit of getting used to. So as you can see, there's like gaps at the bottom. Just try and drop it in, and then when you turn it over, don't know how well you can see, it's just trying to get them at the right point, because there's these little hook things on. Nope, too far round. This is probably the most fiddly part of it, because you've got to sort of get it in line with that, as well as the... Sorry about this. Let's try doing it that way, and then I might actually see what I'm doing. Yep. Right. Don't work. Nearly there. Oh, there we go. Figured it out. So you can, after all that, and I've figured it out. Right, so you can twist this, and then you get to there like that, and then once it's in the slot, you twist it and then it locks it in place so it's sturdy. So like I said, today I'm going to be using translucent clay just to see what it turns out like. Each of these has its own depth and intricacy to them, so we'll see how we go with these. So I'll just pull a hunk off. It's already been conditioned, this clay. You need to get it well conditioned for it to work well. Because if you try doing it while it's not conditioned, it's rather difficult. So I'll get another roll and get it into a... I don't feel quite enough. Let's get a bit more. Which one do we go for? Oh, I've got a flower. And it's helpful if you can get it into a bowl that's not got any cracks and creases in, because if it's got those in, they'll show in the impression that you're doing, which you don't want. Right. Don't worry if you get any bits of fluff or anything on your clay, it'll come off. Right, I think there we go. Right, now I think if I remember right, when I did the other ones, I just pressed it a little bit flatter. Let's go a bit over this way, just so that not all of the clay is having to be squished out while you're in it. So you just need to make sure that it's smaller than your plunge cutter. Right, as a resist, just give it a spray of water. This isn't hair gel, it's just a bottle that I use now. Just spray it with some water, and then that stops the clay from sticking to the press. Now, you might find it easier to stand up and do this. So, and then you just push down. Just try and make sure that you've got even pressure all the way around. Oh, and it's stuck. And that's me saying that it's not going to stick. Oh, that's why it's gone to the edge. And that's that. So the water will just wipe off really easily. Just get a bit of kitchen roll or just leave them to dry for a little while. So as you can see, it's up to you whether if you want to keep the filler bit around the end, because it's not been even on this side. So you can either screw it back up, well, roll it back up should I say, and then try it again because it's thicker at one side, or you can slice the flower off and just use that one as a pendant. I'm wanting to use it as the, you know, like this one, and keep the round the edge. So I'll keep going at that until I get it perfect, because like I say, it's just a matter of taking some time and getting it just how you want. So I'll fast forward through all this bit, and so you can still see me do it then, but not having to watch it in slow motion. Right, there we go, perfect that time. Right, so now to get these bits around the edge, I'm just using a craft knife to take them off. Where's my bit? There it is. Right, so lift it off the glass. Now, as you can see, there's just little bits around the edge that you're not wanting. Those easily come off. Just take a knife. You can fiddle with this as much as you want and get it looking just how you want it to do. You can put extra indents into it if you want, or lines on the leaves so it looks like it's got veins. Totally up to you. So, and then you can just go around. Oh, here we go. A couple more. And they're off. You can just go around and smooth over any bits have crumbled while you've been working on it. I also use my needle tool, if I can find it, just to push in at these, just to give it a bit more definition really. These are all extra things that you don't have to do, but I just like to do it just to finish off my pieces. Like I say, you don't have to leave these as thick as what this is. I'll be using this just as a pendant as it is, rather than slicing it off and then embroidering with it, I think. Never know, I may change my mind. See how we go, but it's probably about ½ centimetre thick. It's not very thick at all really. So right, so I've got that, and I've found if when you're working on this, it's easier to have something underneath it to rotate it rather than having to keep turning the work while you're putting any colour on. You can just leave it like that if you want and just put some crystals and things on, but I want to show you how I put some colours on. See, I end up what I call faffing way too much, but it's my work. I want it to go looking as well as I can. Right, so now push them to one side, I didn't want all them in shot. So today I'm going to be using some mica powders. You can use eyeshadows, chalk pastels, you know, anything that you do a normal surface treatment with to colour these. So I think, well, what shall we go with? Oh, let's have a look. Oh, found one called Mermaid. Let's see what that one's like. Now these I got off Amazon and they were really, really nice, and I think they were like 30 something colours and they were like £15. It was really good value. I'll put my knife on now, don't need that. So what I'm going to do, I just noticed I've got a hair in the middle. If you do get anything stuck to your clay, just take a baby wipe, just gently rub away at it. And that one doesn't seem to want to go. If you can't get it off with the wipe. This is probably the most used tool that I have in my craft kit. Works for a lot of things. There we go, all done. So I think I will go with the outside of the flowers first. So just dip it in, get a fine brush. Use old makeup brushes if that's what you've got. Oh, that's lovely and shiny. Try not to get too much powder on your brush, because it can go in places where you don't want it. Let's go with this whole petal part. It's better to put too less on than too much, because once it's on, you can't take it off, whereas you can always add more. Just gently blow any extra away that's not where you want it to be, and hopefully it'll not stick. Because the clay is unbaked, it sticks really well to it. If you just want to knock any colour off, just do it on a bit of kitchen roll or paper, whatever you've got. There we go, I got that one. Right, I think these ones I'm going to do in a green so it looks like it's the sepal underneath the flower, but I might just put a little bit darker in the centre of those leaves. This one's called Ruby. These bags are really handy for using your powder and you don't get it flying everywhere. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Ooh, really like that colour. Now, out of these mica powders are probably 18 months, and I still haven't used every single colour that was in the pack. I tend to gravitate towards purples as that's my favourite colour, as I'm sure you'll see if you watch my other videos. Oh, like that. Right, so again I'm going with a pale green and then a dark one to do for the, I've got a dark green and oh, try this one, tea green. Show you with a grass green. I'll go with the tea green. Just use the paper to move it around. Lovely pale green this. Right, let's put a dark one now. Round all the other colours off. Can work from the inside of the packet because it tends to stick to it. Oh, not too much off it. There we go. It's much easier to have it on something to turn it around so you're not leaning over your work or continually picking it up and distorting your image. Right, I think I'll leave that for that. Now if you've got anywhere that you don't want it to be, so I'm going to go around the edge with some other colour. Just use the baby wipe, just show you how easily it comes off. Right, there we go. Right, I'm going to leave the centre because I'm going to put a rhinestone in the middle there. I think I'll set this one off nice. I'll go for a red gold. Don't know how it looks red, but and I didn't name the colours. Right. So I'm going to use it for the outside. Like I said, you can use anything else to put indents in here. I'm going to be putting some rhinestones in. But you can always make a little divvy with your needle tool or ballpoint pen where your stones are going to go, or if you just want to make a pattern around the edge, you can do that. little hair. The joy of having 2 cats and a dog. Hair gets everywhere. Lovely deep gold this. I think the Mooncakes thing that's from, I'm sure it's China, it's like an egg that's baked into the middle. It's sort of like a sponge around it. If you just Google Mooncakes, you'll see what they are. But I sort of stumbled across these when I was on AliExpress, and I thought, oh, that'd be a good shape thing for, you know, making pendants and things like that. You can even make them into fridge magnets or brooches and all sorts of things. So right, I've gone all the way around there. I've not done the edge. I'm going to leave that. So as you can see, just grab that. What's that called that we use for the? I think they're right. Just going to top up those ones. Oh, there it is, made. Just caught the end of all those things with another. There we go. Right, so that's the colouring a bit done. So I'll put that away while I get my rhinestones. Right. So I've got really tiny ones that I'm going to put around the edges, sorry, and then I've got, I think probably a bit too big. This is my thought process of what I want to put in it. I haven't decided before then because I wasn't changing my mind. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to put a big one in the middle, and then I've got these teeny tiny ones. Right, so now, let's see what colour this is. Now this is just a pack of, I think these are probably 8mm rhinestones, I think. And I can just choose what I want to go in the middle. So I think I always place it on and see beforehand. So I want them to stand out nice. Oh, what about this pink? That's an iridescent one. Oh, I quite like that one. Yeah, I think I'll go with that one. So these are the ones. Okay. But let's just brush you to the side and put it away afterwards. Right, so I've got my large rhinestone and I've got small ones. Now because I've put the powder on, I need to put something extra on to stick the rhinestones to the clay, and just use Bacon Bond, liquid sculpey, anything like that. It's just so, because this is dry anyway, I'd probably put some in, but then it's dry around the outside now because it's got the powder on. So I'll put a little blob just there, not too much because it'll come squidging out when you press your rhinestone down. So because this one's fairly big, I can't pick it up with my normal tool that I use. So I'll just place it there. You can either use a pen with the ballpoint retractor back in to press it down, or this one I use for which came out 5D diamond painting. So let's see that. don't matter if you get a little bit of clay squidging out around the egg because it does bake clear, so don't worry about that. Now, what should we put around the edge? Yeah, I think some green ones might actually be a nice accent. So, get a little, another good thing from the diamond art kit that I got with these little nifty trays. Right, so all different sizes these ones, so we'll have to try and make sure that we get the same ones. Now, we'll have to use the little bit of bacon bond again, but just put a little bit on your work surface. Don't need too much. Just dip a little where you're going to put them. And so you don't need too much. I'm going to be glazing these afterwards, after they've been baked anyway. Right, so see this size, and then again just push it into the clay, and because it's not baked it's nice and squidgy. These are just nail art rhinestones. I think they're rondelles because they've got a point on the back. I think that's what they're called anyway. Again, I got them off of AliExpress, but you can get them on eBay, Wish, Amazon, any other site really. Just depends on how much you want to pay for them and how long you want to wait. If you don't mind waiting a little bit longer, they're generally cheap from AliExpress and Wish. I think that one's too big. So this is a problem when they're all in the same thing, all the different sizes. The only drawback with this set that I've found. So the dog again in the background. I always want to get in on the videos when I'm doing them in one way or another. I think it's like with your kid, they just want your attention when you're trying to do something. You can do all different colours around it, you don't have to do them all the same. That's just what I wanted to do with this one. I'm back, all my mooncake pendants are baked and glazed, so I just thought I'd show you the ones that I've made. This is the one that I've made today with you. I like how it's gone rather opaque on the back. I've not backed any of these yet. Reason being is because I don't know whether if I'm going to do bead embroidery with them or whether if they'll be a pendant. If they are going to be a pendant and you don't like it just having a plain back, you can cover it with another part of polymer clay that you've made impressions with, and you could use embossing folders and stamps and things like that to back them, or simply leave it as it is. It just depends on what you want to do with them really. But if I'm using them for bead embroidery, I'll put a hole that way and that way so I can anchor it down really well. I will put a spot of E6000 underneath it as well once I've got it in place. But I've really enjoyed making these because you don't have to be you know, very up on painting skills and things like that, because I'm not. I've just really enjoyed just playing around with the eyeshadows and mica powders that I've got, and putting rhinestones in the places that they're just called out to be put into that place, you know, as though they were meant to be there. I have got many other different ones that I need to play with. These are just the ones that I've done so far. I think I got 6 sets for Christmas, so it's going to take me a while to work through them all. So I think there were either 6 or 8 different pendants in each set. So if I make any more in future, I'll do another video and show you what I've made. I hope I've inspired you and you've enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching. Bye.